Welcome to Courseva, where we break down AI, technology, and future skills into simple lessons.
All right, let's talk about AI. Today, we're going to pop the hood and look at the simple, powerful engine that's driving almost everything you see, from your spam filter all the way to the most advanced creative tools out there.
I mean, you see AI everywhere, right? It's in the headlines, it's on your phone. But what is actually going on behind the scenes? What's the core engine that lets machine learn and predict and even create? Well, that's the big question we're going to answer right now.
And the answer to that question, the real engine of modern AI, is something called machine learning. If you want to understand AI, you have to start right here. So, what does that even mean? Well, think of it this way. Instead of a programmer sitting down and writing a million if this, then that rules, we just give a computer a mountain of data and let it figure out the patterns all by itself. It literally learns from examples, kind of like we do. Now, the most common and frankly most powerful type of machine learning is called supervised learning. And its core idea is almost laughably simple. It's all about learning one thing, how to get from an input A to an output B. That's it. And trust me, this simple A to B mapping is the secret superpower behind almost all of modern AI. And once you know to look for this A to B pattern, you'll start seeing it absolutely everywhere. I mean, in technology you use every single day. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, think about your email. Input A is the email itself, the words, who it's from, all of it. The machine learning model takes a look and produces output B. Is this spam or not spam? That's a classic A to B task. Or how about speech recognition? When you talk to your phone, input A is an audio clip of your voice. The system processes it and generates output B, a written transcript of those words. Simple, right? A to B. One more, just to hammer it home, machine translation. Input A is a sentence in English. The model does its thing, and output B is that same sentence, but now in Spanish. You see the pattern? It's just A to B, A to B, A to B. Okay, so those are the basics, but don't let that simplicity fool you. This simple A to B logic is the foundation for some of the most valuable and complex technologies in the entire world. Let's talk about online ads. Input A is all the data about you and the ad you're about to see. The output, B, is a simple yes or no prediction. Will you click on it? It might not seem like a big deal, but that single A to B prediction is the engine behind a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's wild. And this same logic is absolutely critical for things like self-driving cars. The car's input A is this constant flood of data from cameras and sensors. Its output B has to be a perfect, real-time map of where every single other car is. It's A to B, but with incredibly high stakes. And it's totally transforming manufacturing. Imagine quality control on an assembly line. Input A is just a picture of a product coming off the line. Output B is a simple verdict. Is it perfect or is it defective? This simple process lets factories spot tiny flaws instantly at a scale no human team could ever match. Now, this is where it gets really mind-blowing. Even the most advanced generative AI, the stuff like ChatGPT that can write stories and code, it's built on this exact same A to B principle. At its core, it's just a massively powerful prediction machine trained to do one surprisingly simple thing. Guess the next word in a sentence. So when an AI sees a sentence like this, it breaks it down into a game of what comes next. Input A is, my favorite drink is, the correct output B is lychee. Then it starts over. The new input A is, my favorite drink is lychee, and the output B has to be bubble. When you do this billions and billions of times, the model doesn't just memorize sentences, it actually starts to learn the deep patterns of language itself. So this raises a huge question. If this core A to B logic is so simple and has been around for a while, why are we living through an AI explosion right now? What changed? I mean, let's be clear, the basic concept of supervised learning isn't new at all. So what are the secret ingredients that finally unlocked its full potential in just the last few years? Well, there are two of them. The first ingredient is data, a truly massive amount of it. And this graph here really shows why that's so important. With older AI, performance would kind of level off. But as you can see, with these modern techniques, the more data you feed them, the performance curve just keeps shooting upwards. It's not just a little better, it's a completely different scale of improvement. But, all that data is pretty useless if you can't actually process it. And that brings us to the second ingredient, these computational models called neural networks. You can think of them as systems that are kinda inspired by the human brain, And they're designed specifically to find complex patterns inside these enormous datasets. And here's the real breakthrough. With older methods, performance would eventually just hit a wall. But as this table makes super clear, with large neural networks, the performance just keeps getting better. The bigger the network and the more data you have, the smarter it gets. There's no ceiling. That changed everything. So, when you put it all together, the recipe for modern AI becomes surprisingly clear and pretty simple. So, the recipe for modern AI is basically this. You need two things. First, you need a massive amount of high-quality data. And second, you need huge neural networks and the incredible computing power to run them, which usually comes from GPUs. Yep, the same powerful chips that were originally designed for video games just happen to be perfect for this kind of work. It really boils down to this simple equation. The explosion in available data, combined with the explosion in available computing power, is what equals the AI revolution we're seeing today. So while it may seem really complex from the outside, the engine that's driving so much of modern AI is supervised learning, a beautifully simple concept that, when you scale it with data and compute, is creating immense value all around us. So that's it. You now know the fundamental recipe for modern AI. It's not magic, it's a powerful engine built from data and computing. The real question isn't how it works anymore, it's what problems, big or small, are you going to choose to solve with it?